In late 2022, some friends of ours took us to Yellowstone National Park, and while the wildlife is stunning and the scenery is absolutely spectacular, the mobile signal is awful. So even if I wanted to jump on calls, I couldn't. But if we check out Stripe, we can see that we did $6,000 in revenue in that week alone. I also needed to properly disconnect and spend time with my wife, my friends, and be a little bit more present in the moment. I also had no desire to sell from my phone in the back of a truck trying to use mobile signal. I didn't know when I'd be back in the USA, yet alone Yellowstone, so I wanted to make the most of my time there and take in as much of it as I could. But the business does still need to make sales. A business that doesn't generate revenue and sales while you're not working in it isn't a business, that's a job. The tough part is that I, like most business owners, feel that
only I can make sales for my company.
And that's partly true. No one can sell like you. I mean, it is your business after all. But if you can't take time off and still generate revenue,
your income will be forever tied to the amount of hours that you work.
What we want is a sales process where if you take time off, you can still check your phone, see sales rolling in, and sell to clients if and when you want to. The first and easiest thing to build is recurring revenue. Recurring revenue does two things. One, it continues to generate revenue without the sales portion. And two, it's easier to outsource delivery than it is sales. If you have absolutely no faith in your ability to replace yourself in a sales role, you might find it easier to replace yourself in a delivery role. Recurring revenue is a huge part of our sales process. It basically takes the pressure off having to sell every single month. With one recurring revenue sale, I could generate tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue while eliminating the need to consistently sell. Roughly 50% of that $6,500 I mentioned previously was due to recurring revenue. I remember thinking about coaching and thinking,
there's no one who can do this like me.
When of course, in actual fact, there is. In fact, we know there are better coaches and consultants, marketers and copywriters out there than us. What I used to struggle with is defining what that person would do with a client if I sold to them. And that brings me to my second piece of the puzzle. When I was diagnosed with cancer, I was told I wouldn't be able to work even if I wanted to. And this was a huge blow to me because working hard and being a coach was a massive part of my identity. In the past, I had tried hiring people, but what often happened was they'd follow my process until they hit a roadblock or they did something wrong. Then I would have to correct their work or I would end up doing it myself. So the idea of handing over the coaching part of my business to somebody else terrified me. What if they did something wrong with my coaching business? Besides, I felt I probably couldn't codify my coaching process. It was instinct. It was learned behavior combined with experience, and you just can't teach that. Can you? At the time, I had just taken on Kate as a trainee coach. Kate had coaching experience. I wanted to train her up and I knew the role that I wanted to put her in. But then all of a sudden I had to take a lot of time off due to my cancer treatment. But Kate stepped up and ran the coaching calls without a drop of training from me. She didn't have a process to follow or any SOPs. In fact, she started writing and documenting the standard operating procedures for the coaching. Why? Because the product was standardized. The coaching was focused on solving just one problem, getting our clients more sales. We ran the calls at the same time each week. They could ask questions and we'd answer them. We would run masterminds and get input from other clients. And most of all, we had a structure in place for people to follow. We have a roadmap to get our clients from A to Z. They just needed to follow that process and bring their problems to the call. We had standardized what we sold. The reason you're struggling to even think of how someone else would sell for you is because you're probably making up what you sell to your clients on the spot. Think how easy it would be if you only sold one thing, one problem solved for one type of client, one methodology for one result, one currency and one function for your clients to walk away with. As soon as you stop selling marketing services for businesses using your agency as the framework and you start selling 100 brand new leads for your Shopify store within 30 days, as soon as you stop selling broad generic marketing services using your agency as a model and you start selling 100 new customers for pet store owners within 45 days using Facebook ads, you'll find selling a lot easier, especially getting other people to sell for you. And that leads me to my final part of the process. We have a standard delivery method, the coaching, the problem we solve, and the methodology, but we also have a standard sales process. All clients have to attend a strategy sales session. It's about 45 minutes long, and we build a plan to see how and if we can help them. In order to get on that call, they have to attend a 10-minute mandatory qualification call to see if they're the right type of client for us. Things like, what's their attitude like? Can I get them killer results? What's their sales process right now? And in order to get on that call, they have to fill out a qualification form. That's where they tell us some basic information about their business. And to get to that form, they'll reply to an email or a social post telling us that they'd like to work with us. Or they're given the opportunity to book a call after downloading one of our resources. The point is that there is a process. Everyone follows it. No one skips a stage. And what this means is that someone else can do 99% of that process without even having to think about it. That means that while I'm away, our ads run to new audiences, visitors land on new blog posts, email subscribers and social media followers are shown the same posts, all designed to move people through, dun dun dun, a funnel. Who'd have guessed? Hell, look in the description of this video and you'll see exactly what I mean. A link to a landing page where you'll be offered a free piece of content. Sign up and I'll then qualify you for a call. And in a few days, I might offer you a call again. What this means is that I get to take real time off. Revenue comes in, sales get made, leads get captured, and work gets delivered. If anything, we do better the less time I spend in the business. And if you want to see how I structure one of my email campaigns to generate leads and sales, and how one campaign generated over $100,000 in revenue in 1 year for one product alone, make sure to check out this video and I'll walk you through the entire process.